I would like to tell you about something I experienced which is deeply connected to Bruno Groening. It was in the year 2000. My mother, then 87, lived in a retirement home. It was against her will, but we did not see other options, as she was confined to a wheelchair and becoming more and more senile. Often, when we visited her, she turned her back at us, lying in the bed as she was most of the time. She did not have much language anymore. One day, as I sat by her bed, I started to talk about Bruno Groening and give a simple introduction to his teachings. And from one moment to the next, she turned towards me, listening carefully. I could sense how she listened with her whole being. She was interested. She was suddenly alive again. So, of course, I talked more, and I put on music. On my next visit, I brought a picture of Bruno and hung the picture over her bed. I shouldn't have done that, because next time I came she lay bending her head backwards. She could feel the power from the picture. So I took the picture of Bruno and hung it on the side wall so that she could easily see it. From now on, we had our Bruno time each time I visited her. The 1st of July 2002, my mother crossed over. After she was dressed for the last time, I placed a small picture of Bruno under her blouse. My mother was cremated, and the burial urn was put in the earth the same month. I now jump forward in time until September 28th, same year, the date for her birthday. I was determined to reach the grave on that day. I parked the car late, around 11:30 when I reached the graveyard. It was dark. I went for the grave, where also my father's remains rest. From afar I saw a glooming light by the grave, a kind of warm light. As I came there, I discovered that on the rose bush that had been there for some years, a new stem had grown out, and 3 to 4 roses made the beautiful light. They were much lighter than the other roses. They were more orange. There was a special kind of deep peace by the grave. It was a spiritual experience, and, as you know, such experiences cannot be put into words. The best expression I find is eternal peace. I stayed there for a long time, started to walk away, came back. It was hard to leave this peaceful place at my parents' grave. But it was late, and of course I had to leave. I had a rather long way to drive. As I started the car, my mother's favorite music poured out of the radio. This was the music. This wonderful message from beyond was a great comfort to me in my sorrow. I am convinced my mother sent me a thank you for letting her get to know Bruno Groening before she left us. It was for me a proof that spirit never dies. My mother was a great singer. She had a wonderful, powerful voice and was very musical. She loved to listen to good music and singers. I think she would have liked the piece that I will play from now, and I love to listen to the power and love in the male voices of this choir. Our soul never dies. Isn't that wonderful to think about? And Bruno Groening demonstrated this so clear the last days of his life, being newly operated and should stay in bed, but he did not. He got up, he did gymnastics, he went out on the town, and he didn't use the elevator. He ran the stairs, and he walked in Paris for hours in the rain. And coming back, he ordered a big sandwich. God's spirit lifted him, and he never lost his connection to God. If you have someone you love, maybe someone old, senile, or maybe an angel carrying the diagnosed Down syndrome, tell them about Bruno Groening. It is so good for them, good for you, good for the world, good for the universe. Bye for now.